Meanwhile, a new law has come into effect in Ukraine. This bans access for Russian ships into Ukraine-administered waters. The law was passed back in 2020 and it prohibits all Russian-owned ships, passengers and also cargo ships from entering into Ukrainian rivers and reservoirs. Now, this law that goes by the name Inland Water Transport Law actually has some interesting ramifications where cargo operations can be conducted in inland waterways of Ukraine by either their own ships or by foreign vessels, except for ships that sail under the flag of an aggressor state. Even though non-aggressor states can charter their vessels for operations under the law, foreign ships will be required to provide documents along with ownership details and also permission for temporary registration in Ukraine. The vessels will also have to follow by the regulations of international treaties on accessing Ukraine's waters. Now remember, this is not the first time that Kiev has classified Russia as an aggressor state. Earlier, back in 2018, the Ukrainian parliament had proposed defining Russia as an aggressor state. It came after a Russian vessel was detained by the Ukrainian border troops. On Saturday, Ukraine claimed that one of its soldiers was killed while fighting against the pro-Moscow-backed separatists. Issuing a statement, Ukraine's army had said that one serviceman of the joint forces was fatally wounded after the Russian-backed separatists launched 3 attacks in a span of 24 hours using grenade launchers and also small arms. The soldier's reported death is the first fatality since a truce was called between Russia and Ukraine on the 22nd of December. Just 2 weeks ago, international monitors had said that Russia and Ukraine had agreed to restore a ceasefire, but as early as the next day, Kiev and the separatists accused each other of violations. However, such truces have held little ground, and it came to have Russia and Ukraine have, of course, responded. All previous ceasefires between the two nations, including the previous truce that was agreed in July 2020, have crumbled in a span of a few hours. Ukraine has been fighting pro-Russia insurgency in at least 2 of its border regions since 2014, when Kremlin had annexed Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula. In the last 7 years, the conflict in Ukraine has resulted in deaths of at least 13,000 people inside of Ukraine. Now, during his annual New Year address, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had said that the primary goal for the year 2022 will be to end the war in the country's east.
Будь-яка армія по той бік кордону нас не лякає, бо неабияка армія по наш бік кордону нас захищає. І, на жаль, ми поки що не закінчили війну на сході нашої держави. І це моя головна ціль. Саме тому я говорю поки що. Тому що наступний рік він точно буде краще.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.